Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Where's my glasses? Hello, guys. So, welcome to Football Fan Den UK. So, we're here today to talk about Chelsea and also catch up a bit, guys, because obviously, as you guys know that follow the channel regular, I have not been on for a few weeks. I've had some internet problems. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get into that right now, but yeah, it's kind of held me up for the last couple of weeks and been very, very frustrating. But I've already given enough bad press, shall we say, to my internet provider on social media. So I will leave that today and not get into that on the channel. So, guys, we're watching West Ham Seville. I've got that on to keep an eye on what's going on with West Ham, because obviously West Ham playing in the Europa League tonight. Just coming up to half time, it's 0-0. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go through the show. But yeah, guys, we are here to talk about Chelsea. Obviously, while I've been at work today, I've heard the news. I'm sure you guys have heard the news with regards to Chelsea and what is going on. It's pretty shocking, to be honest, guys. I've come home early from work to try and get on the phone and get some answers with regards to tickets for fans, for Chelsea fans, because obviously I'm not sure how much you guys know, but it has been well publicised that basically Chelsea fans are not going to be able to buy tickets. If they've got tickets already, if they've got season tickets, they are covered because the season ticket is still valid, apparently. And if you bought tickets before today, them tickets should be still valid. But if you buy tickets today, which you can, basically Chelsea are not allowed to sell you tickets, from what I understand. Now, obviously, this news is only broke today. The depth of it, shall we say, it has been obviously in the mainstream media for a couple of weeks. In fact, it's been in the mainstream media for a couple of years with regards to the issues and with regards to Roman Abramovich and the government, etc., etc. So I'm sure you guys have picked up on it, bits and bobs here and there, that it's been in the mainstream media. But we need to talk about what is going on right now, guys. So basically, as I understand it, Chelsea fans won't be allowed to buy tickets from their club for at least for the short term. And I've rung up today, guys, the FA and the Premier League, trying to get some answers to whether Chelsea fans could possibly be able to buy tickets from the away ground. So, for example, if Chelsea go and play Manchester United or Liverpool, would their fans be allowed to buy tickets from Manchester United or from Chelsea? Now, unfortunately, guys, the Premier League are an absolute joke, and so are the FA, to be honest. I've tried up to now with the channel to avoid criticising them too much, but I think in this scenario, they need some serious criticism, specifically the FA. I think it needs to be exposed, guys. The FA are an absolute disgrace. The reason I say that is because since I've started the channel, I have now tried to contact them 3 times on 3 occasions for 3 separate things to query, just for answers, just to get some information off them, not to give them an hard time, just as a football fan. And also as a football YouTuber, to try and get some answers for you guys. And they're an absolute disgrace, guys. They are an absolute disgrace. So if you ring up the FA, this is how it goes. You ring up the FA and you've got an inquiry with regards to England, or you want to purchase something to do with the England national team. They're happy to speak to you. They're happy to take your call. They're happy to take your money. Now, the Football Association is responsible for the England national team, but they're also responsible for the entire football pyramid. They are the football authority for the entire structure of the English Football League. Yeah, but you cannot get a contact number to get hold of them. They will give you a number and you ring that number, and it's supposed to take you to a headquarters in London or to Wembley, where you can speak to somebody what represents the FA with regards to the Football Association and then managing the Football Association, or the managing the football pyramid. And all it does, guys, and I swear to God, I have rung this number on 3 separate occasions, and all it does is ring, ring, ring. So it's like they're diverting you to a number that they know nobody's going to answer. Now, how is that right, guys? Because as football fans and as a football community, do we not have the right to ring up the football authorities, the people that are running our game, and ask questions and ring them up and expect, at least to speak to a person to get some answers? It's an absolute disgrace. Seriously, guys. 3 occasions I have tried to ring the FA on 3 different topics to do with football since I've started this channel. And on 3 separate occasions, I have been stonewalled. How is this right? This is an example, guys, of why we need fans to come together. We need to come together because we need to start putting pressure on the football authorities to get football people involved in the football system. With regards to the Football FA in England and in Scotland, we need ex-players getting involved in the football structure and in the management of the league, in the management of the entire football setup. Because these people that are running our game are clearly making themselves difficult to get hold of. On 3 occasions, I tried to get hold of them, and on 3 occasions, I get stonewalled. The lady that you speak to on the FA reception, if you ring, St. George's Park, you ring St. George's Park, the lady there does not want to know unless it's something to do with the English football national team. So basically, the FA is being run like a football club. It's not being run like a football association. It's being run like a football club. Because if you ring up to query something with regards to the England national team, they'll take your call. If you ring up to buy tickets for something to do with the England national team, they'll take your call. If you ring up for corporate interests to do with the England national team, they'll take your call. You ring up to do with something to do with the football pyramid, of which they are responsible for, of which they are supposed to govern, and they won't take your call. They'll pass you to a number that goes nowhere and leave you on a line where the number just rings out and rings out and rings out, and nobody ever answers that line. And it's the same thing with the Premier League, guys. There is a contact number on the internet for the Premier League. Ring it, and you get no answer. And I'm being deadly serious. And this is why I started Football Fan Den, guys, because football is what matters to us as fans and the community that we live in. We love and live and breathe football. If you're a football fan, it's part of your life. It's part of what you do. It's part of your weekly structure. You have passion for it. You invest money in it because you love it, because you love your club, because you feel an attachment to it, because you feel that football represents you as a person. It helps you use something to feel part of your local community. And yet these people running our game are running it strictly like a business. They're not running it like communities, like it's part of the community or like it means something to us. They are running it strictly as a business. And this is a disgrace, guys, an absolute disgrace. Now, obviously, I'm not doing the show today to rant too much about the FA. I'm disgusted with their response. Like I say, 3 occasions I've rung them, and on 3 occasions they've stonewalled me. But I have got a little bit of information for you that I have managed to get. Thanks to Liverpool, which is shocking, guys. I ring up the FA, I ring up the Premier League, I get no answers. Yeah. So what do I have to do then? The only alternative is start ringing around other clubs to see if I can get some answers. And that's all I'm looking for, guys. Some answers for you, for the fans. Because what matters in football most, the football club or the fans? The fans, because the fans make the club. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, Liverpool, because Liverpool answered the phone and they gave me some answers in respect of the best they could. Obviously, they couldn't answer on behalf of the FA and they couldn't answer on behalf of the Premier League. But they did give me some answers to some, at least a bit better understanding to the question I have. So for you guys that are Chelsea fans, you're going to be asking, how do I get tickets? How do I support my team? Well, the answer is quite straightforward, guys. You can't. Right this moment, you cannot support your club. I rung up Liverpool because obviously, as I say, I was getting no answers out of the FA. I was getting no joy whatsoever with the Premier League. They're an absolute joke and all. But we'll save a rant for them for another day as well. But thanks to Liverpool, I have managed to get Chelsea a little bit better, clearer understanding, at least for the short term. So if you're a Chelsea fan and you're looking to buy tickets and you want to go to games, unfortunately, guys, you are going to find it very difficult. Now, I'm not leaving this alone. I am going to try and inquire more about it. But here's what I've got so far. If you're a Chelsea fan, I looked up the possibility I was looking at the possibility of you guys being able to buy tickets from rival clubs. So, for example, as we understand it at the minute, as the news is reporting, if you are a Chelsea fan, you can no longer buy tickets from Chelsea at this moment in time. So you can't buy a day ticket, you can't buy a match day ticket, you can't buy a half-season ticket, you can't buy merchandise, you cannot buy absolutely anything to do with a club. But what you can, and I rung up Liverpool to find out if there was possibility, for example, if Chelsea played Liverpool, if the possibility existed that Chelsea fans could buy tickets directly from Liverpool to support their club. And the answer is no. And the reason I rang Liverpool is because obviously Liverpool play in Europe quite regular. They play in the Premier League. They're playing all the cup competitions. So they've got a good understanding of selling tickets to, up and down the leagues through the lower leagues in respect to cup games. They've got experience selling tickets in the Premier League and also in Europe. So I thought it was the logical club to ring to try and get a bit better understanding. Now, as I understand it from the lady that I spoke to at Liverpool, and like I say, massive thanks for Liverpool, the Liverpool staff for trying to give me some kind of answer. But as I understand it, guys, Liverpool or any other Premier League club do not sell tickets to away fans. They sell an allocation. So basically, if Chelsea play Liverpool, they will sell their allocation to Chelsea, and then Chelsea sell the tickets to the fans. Liverpool never ever sell tickets to away fans. That's as I understand it. Now, whether they do in the lower league games, for example, if they're in the second or third round of the FA Cup or the Carling Cup, whether they sell tickets to away fans then on the gate, I don't know. But I asked the straight question, would Chelsea fans be able to purchase tickets from Liverpool for their away allocation? And the answer at the moment is no. So this is why I was trying to get hold of the FA guys, to get some answers for you guys, to find out if the FA, if a competent football association should be doing what is necessary right now to put things in place to try and help Chelsea fans, to support the football community. As far as I'm concerned, that's what they should be doing. So they could be doing straight away from today, they could be on the phone, they could be ringing clubs, they could be making arrangements with other clubs to allow other clubs to sell the tickets to Chelsea fans from, like, for example, a Liverpool point of view or an Arsenal point of view. Why can't Arsenal sell tickets to Chelsea fans for the away game? Why can't that happen? And apparently it can't happen because clubs are all structured where they sell tickets to each other. So they'll sell the allocation to the club. They don't sell it to the fans. So if Chelsea want to get fans want tickets for their Liverpool away game, for example, they could only purchase them tickets off of Chelsea. They can't purchase them off of Liverpool. So this leaves us in a dilemma, guys. How can we have this position where these clubs are supposed to be businesses, but yet they're structured in a way where they can only sell tickets to their own fans? They can't sell tickets to the away fans. There's no system in place for it. And this is why I'm saying the FA should be stepping into high gear right now to get around this problem, to try and make arrangements with football clubs like Manchester United, Burnley, Arsenal, all the Premier League clubs, to make it so that Chelsea fans can still support their club. Because the club is still going to be playing football, it's still allowed to play football, but yet it's not allowed to sell. It's not allowed to sell tickets. So it is crazy, guys, and we get no answers from the FA. Absolutely no straight answers. And like I said, that's what made me have to ring up Liverpool to get some answers off them, to find out if Liverpool could sell tickets to Chelsea for the Chelsea game when they go and play Liverpool. And that can't happen. That can't happen. It's just not, apparently, according to Liverpool Football Club, there is just no structure in place to do that. So, because Liverpool would always sell the tickets to Chelsea, and then Chelsea would sell the tickets to the Chelsea fans. So this is crazy, guys. This is absolutely crazy. And another thing that I want to highlight with regards to this whole Chelsea situation, and bear with me, guys, because I will come to the comments in a minute and see what you guys are saying. But one thing that is really frustrating with this whole Chelsea situation is that we keep getting told that politics are not supposed to be in football. But yet we're seeing it creep into football week after week, year after year, month after month, that we allow it, that football, our government and our football association are allowing people, rich people, to come and buy our football clubs that have got involvements in politics around the world. So how is that right? If they're telling us that politics is not supposed to be in football, that football is not allowed to have any say in anything political, because let's, for example, if you want an independence movement for your country and you went to your football club and held up a banner to do with it, you could get banned from your football club for doing that, because you're not allowed to use your football club for any kind of political statement. That is the football rules. That is the law of the land with regards to football and politics. So how is it that the FA are sitting back right now and doing nothing and coming out with no statements with regards to what is going on with Chelsea? And the reason this is so important, because you guys might be thinking, well, what does it matter? It's just Chelsea. They've been asking for trouble. But this is not the point, guys. The point is this could actually affect other clubs. We've just seen that Newcastle have got questionable owners. So, there could be an issue with them in the future. We're seeing that other clubs have got foreign investors, investors from around the world, people that are not British citizens, that businessmen from other countries that are bought into football clubs. What happens if they get on the wrong side of the law or the wrong side of politics? Do them clubs then get froze? This is a serious issue to look into, guys. And this is why I tried to ring up the football authorities, the FA, to get some straight answers. I'm not saying that they're going to be able to answer every question I've got, but at least answer the damn phone and give me the answers, opportunity to ask you some questions, because the Football Association should be answering questions. They are supposed to be the governing body. They are supposed to protect the game for us, the fans, for the football community. And what they're doing nothing. Are they protecting our game? No, they're too busy trying to market England all the time. That's all they ever do, guys. They're only interested in marketing so that they can make more profit. They're not interested in managing the Football League. They're not interested in, you ring them up, guys, and they pass the buck. Even if you get an answer, they'll pass the buck. The first time I rang them up was about Bury FC. And what did they do? They tried to pass me over to that's not our problem. It's the EFL. That's what they said to me. You have to ring up the EFL. This is an EFL issue. Well, it's not our situation. Well, hang on a minute. Aren't you the football governing body? Aren't AFA supposed to overlook everything? And you're sitting there telling me that it's not the FA's responsibility? It's an absolute disgrace, guys. We need change. And the only way to get change is, as I keep saying, and I'm fed up with saying it, because I don't want to come on here every week and keep saying every time I come on the channel the same things. I want to create a fan community. I want to build the channel for you guys. I want to focus on, but this is so important that we get this, guys. We need to come together, because the only way we are going to get change and the only way we are going to protect the future of our game is fans coming together and putting pressure on the football authorities to start managing the game in a way that us as fans expect. This is not right, guys. And like I said, you might disagree with me. You're entitled to disagree with me. That is why I'm doing a live stream, guys. Drop your comments and let me know if you disagree or agree. It's your choice. That's why I do these live streams, so you guys can get involved, because this is a true fan channel. And I am very passionate that fans deserve the right to have a say in football and also have the right to demand that the football authorities answer questions, that they are held to account for the decisions that they make or the decisions that they don't make. It's the minimum we should expect with the amount of money that is being pumped into the Premier League, guys. Some people within football that don't even care about football are making massive amounts of money, and the FA is sitting back and letting it happen. And what do? They pass the buck. It's the Premier League's fault. It's the EFL's fault. It's the government's fault. It's anybody's fault but the FA. Well, if the FA is not at fault for anything, what's the purpose of them being there? If they are not answerable to anything, what is the purpose of them being there? So there you go, guys. There is more to cover. I can't, obviously, I've read quite a bit this afternoon. I've been on the phone quite a bit. I have tried to get some answers. Like I say, thank you very much, Liverpool Football Club, because they did give me a bit of clarity on the situation with away tickets. So Chelsea fans, if you're hoping that you can buy tickets from rival clubs to go to away games, that isn't going to be an option for the short term. I'm really sorry to tell you that, but that's the reality. And the FA, like I said, I rung them up to try and get some answers to see if they're making any moves to put something in place so that Chelsea fans can at least go and support their club away from home. Because this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Why shouldn't Chelsea fans be allowed to travel to Manchester United or to Arsenal and buy tickets off Arsenal? Arsenal are not in trouble. Arsenal are not in any bother with the authorities or with the Football League or with politics. So why can't Chelsea fans go and buy tickets off Arsenal or Manchester United? This is what's crazy about the game, guys. All these clubs are all structured to make sure they look after themselves and themselves only. And the reason, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, why would clubs be passing tickets over to the other club instead of selling them directly to the fans? It's to hold the monopoly, guys. It's so obvious. Obviously, that's just my opinion, but that is my opinion. They are doing it so that the clubs make sure that they get a cut of the ticket price. So that's why you can't basically go to Liverpool or Man United if you're a Chelsea fan and buy tickets off that club, because they want to make sure that Chelsea get their cut. And why do they want to make sure that Chelsea get their cut? So that when Chelsea play at home and Man United travel to Chelsea, Man United get their cut as well of the away tickets. That's how it's structured, guys. So it's structured for the owners to make more money instead of structured for you, the fans. It's wrong, guys. It's absolutely wrong. You don't, like I say, that is just my opinion. So, guys, I'm going to come to the comments now, see what you guys have got to say. Obviously, the whole situation is crazy. It's very concerning for the future of football and for us as fans, because, like I say, you know, it's okay, the government seizing control of football of Chelsea Football Club and saying, oh, we're doing it because it's a business asset. Well, if you're going to accuse it of being a business asset, let's get a clearer picture on the whole thing. If it's a business asset, fine. As fans, we're not going to argue with that. But if it's a business asset, is it not also a community asset? Seriously, these are the questions that need to be asked, guys. This is not a petrol station down the road that's just selling petrol to everybody. This is something that is in the heart of the community. Something that brings the community together. And yet these guys that are claiming to be, you know, doing the best for us within governments around the world, you know, they can't recognize the difference between something that is a business asset and something that is a business asset within the community that helps bring the community together. This is not rocket science, guys. This is common sense. If something helps bring the community together, do you not go all out to try and protect that? Should the government not be going all out to protect that? You know, they're supposed to do what's best for us as the people, not what's best for some oil company or some big corporate industry. Do you know what I mean? They're supposed to do what is best for us, the people. And this is an example that they are not doing what's best for us, the people. They are doing what is best for business. Because why? Big businesses give them lots of money. So it makes sense to keep them happy. Even though us as people give them a lot of money in taxes, but we're only individuals. So we're easier to brush off than one man that puts millions into the government through some business dealings or whatever that the government have got with him. So anyway, guys, I don't want to get too stuck on the political aspect of it, because obviously we are a football channel. We want to talk about football, but it's very difficult to separate football from politics right now with how much we're seeing that politics is starting to come into football. And I don't want to really talk about politics. I know enough about politics to know what's wrong with the world. I want to talk about football. So, guys, let's hear what you guys are saying. Please do hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, guys. It'd be very much appreciated. But like I say, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this entire situation. I want to hear from you guys. Mikey, Gaz, I'm presuming you're meaning hello, Mikey. How's it going, mate? Oi, Gaz. I'm okay, mate. I hope you're doing okay. Good to hear from you. My apologies if you missed it at the start of the show. I did explain why I've not been on for a few weeks. It's down to the fact of having a major internet problem in my area. So unfortunately, my internet was off for a number of weeks, which meant that I could only get onto the internet via my phone. And as you guys know, if you've ever used Wi-Fi, it's not trustworthy to do live streams and stuff like that on YouTube. So unfortunately, I could do nothing but wait until the relevant internet provider that I use fixed the problem. So my apologies, guys, if you've been wondering why I've not been on the channel. But I'm back now, and I will be hopefully stepping it up and trying to get the channel active and putting more content on over the next few weeks and months. Stephen Allen, evening all. How's it going, Stephen? Good to hear from you, mate. Thank you very much for joining, and yeah, good evening to you. Mikey, good evening. Stevie, yeah, you guys always talking to each other. Love that. Always encourage you guys to talk to each other in the chat. Mikey's saying, Gaz, there will still be the season ticket holders, and I think a lot of tickets will already have been sold for upcoming games. I think. Well, I'm hoping so, mate. I totally agree. I hope that some fans have purchased tickets before all this has happened. But I think even if fans have, I think we're going to see that attendances for Chelsea start to drop, because if fans are not allowed to buy tickets, how are they meant to get to the game? Do you know what I mean? So I hope you're right, Mikey. I really do, mate. I totally agree. I hope that fans have managed to purchase tickets for upcoming games, so that we can still see some Chelsea support out of fairness. But I'm not holding my breath that Chelsea fans are going to have got hold of enough tickets for away games. And like I said, guys, when I've rung up the Football Association, that's what I've rung them up for. Because obviously, if Chelsea can't sell tickets themselves, then that's obviously going to impact the home games. But it's also going to impact the away games from as I understand it, because there is nothing in place to get round the fact that normally Chelsea would allocate the away tickets to their fans. And there seems to be, from what I can gather, there seems to be nothing in place to allow the other clubs to sell them tickets. So I don't know. Let's hope we hear some news. Let's hope that some of the big media companies that have a lot of power address this question. I'm not saying I expect them to, because obviously some of the big media companies, as we know, they've got their own agenda. They're not necessarily in it for the best interests of the fans. But let's hope that one of them does step up to the plate and asks that question, because like I say, guys, they got a lot more power than me as a YouTuber or any other YouTuber. So it's let's just hope they do ask that question and use the power and influence that they've got to get Chelsea fans some serious answers. Like I say, guys, I'm not giving up on it. I will try again to get hold of somebody at the FA. But like I say, I've spent the afternoon, guys, ringing several numbers trying to get to speak to somebody within the FA. And honest, it doesn't surprise me that I couldn't get hold of nobody. The only person I managed to get hold of was the receptionist at St George's Park, and surprise, surprise, she told me that they don't ask. They are nothing to do with the Football Association, even though I put her right and said, "Well, you're the FA, so you know." And she was like, "No, we're the FA part responsible for the England team. So if you're interested in the England team, you can get hold of the FA easily. But if you're interested in having answers from the FA with regards to how they manage things and do things, what they're responsible for, seriously, guys, they're useless, an absolute disgrace. They make themselves so difficult to contact. It's shocking." But yeah, thanks for that, Mikey. Let's hope that Chelsea fans have figured out a way to get hold of some tickets so we can at least see some percentage of Chelsea fans at games. Stephen Allen, hi, Mikey. Hope you are well. Absolutely great to see you guys talking to each other in the chat. That's fantastic. Kieran Connie, hello, guys. I think Newcastle are going to take over Chelsea's position. Yeah, that's highly possible, mate, because obviously, there's going to be a lot of turmoil and problems for Chelsea to overcome over the next few weeks and months ahead, and obviously this is a very unique situation. So obviously it's very concerning, and we have to be concerned, guys. Obviously, I recognise that you guys are loyal to your own clubs, but we have to show some interest. If you really care as a football fan about the future of football, then we have to show some interest in what is going on with Chelsea, because like I say, this kind of situation could have repercussions where it affects other clubs. This scenario could potentially impact any other club with owners that are involved in clubs that have also involvements in politics in other countries in the world. So it is something we need to take serious as a fan community. We can't just dismiss it and go, oh, it's Chelsea, they deserve it, this, that and the other, or allow club rivalries to come into play just because you might not like Chelsea for whatever reason. That is fine. If you don't like Chelsea, no problem with that. But treat it seriously. If you love football, if you care about the future of football, you have to put your rivalry in this situation to one side for now, so that we can try and look and address some of the issues coming out of this situation that potentially could affect the entire football pyramid and the entire football community. Because like I say, you might just think, oh, it's Chelsea. But that's not right, guys, because as we know, there is foreign owners in lots of clubs now within the UK, particularly in England. So obviously we need to have some thought and concern for what is going on in Chelsea, because like I say, it could be something that impacts the entire football league and the entire football pyramid, or individual clubs if other stuff, because like I say, we can all see what is going on in the world right now. There's a very unsecure situation going on. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much because it'll get me ranting about politics, and I don't want to do that on the show because we are a football channel, so I like to try and keep it as much as possible focused on football. But like I say, guys, if you care about football, please put your Chelsea rivalries to one side and let's do what's right as fans to try and come together and see what we, see if we can at least create some fan unity off the back of this, to try and, front out problems that might arise with other clubs in the future, because there's so many warning signs coming in with this. There's so many warning signs with what's going on with Newcastle. And believe me, guys, as a football fan, I am absolutely buzzing for Newcastle fans that they've got an owner that is prepared to invest some money. But we also have to take our football hat off for a minute and acknowledge that there is questions around their owners. Whether we like it or not, there is question marks. The government are asking questions. The football authorities are asking questions about the owners. And the question is, how many other football owners or investors involved in football clubs across England and Scotland and Wales potentially got question marks about them over their political interests, political beliefs, the nationalities they are, stuff like this. These are serious questions, guys, that we need to be asking questions about and expecting answers from the Football Association with regards to these questions. Because, like I say, if they're going to keep letting rich people come into England, Scotland, and Wales and investing money in our football clubs, then we need answers with regards to the security of our football clubs, the long-term security of our football clubs. If any of these owners get themselves involved in political issues, world events, business dealings that are dodgy, whatever it is that they could get involved in that might have the government questioning them as a person or as a businessman, then we need transparency, guys. We need transparency, because these are our football clubs that we love and that we have passion about, and that as a community we care about, and we have a right as a community to know what is going on when something could affect a community asset. Because as much as our football clubs are businesses, and as fans, I hear all the time, we acknowledge that. We don't argue about that. We accept that our clubs are run as business. So I think as fans, we're quite honourable that we accept that and we take that on board. But shouldn't the government and the football authorities be giving us as fans the same consideration to acknowledge that a football club is not just a business, it's also a community asset? And as a community asset, it should have certain things in place that make sure they protect the community aspect of the football club and not just the business aspect of the football club. Am I right to say that? Am I not? Let me know in the comments, guys. I would love to hear from you guys, your thoughts on this. Because like I say, I could sit here ranting all night about this situation. And if you watch back on the video, if you're just joining us, you can back it up and hear what I've had to say. But like I say, guys, I would love to hear from you guys and hear what you've got to say. So Kieran, Connie, hello guys. I think Newcastle are going to take over Chelsea. This is a fair shout, mate. It's a fair possibility. Obviously, it could also have, an impact on the financial sponsorships and stuff like that within the Football League. There's so many question marks around this situation, guys, and we've got to watch with a keen eye because before I come on, I don't know the details of it. But before I came on the live stream, so I believe, I think it's E.ON that sponsor Chelsea, and apparently they're now pulling out their sponsorship and demanding that the club remove their logo off the football shirt, off the stadium, things like this. Now, how are Chelsea supposed to do this if they're not allowed to make a sale? They're not allowed to make sale. They're not allowed to spend money, apart from paying players and club infrastructure, stuff like that. They're allowed to spend money in that way, but they're not allowed to actually purchase anything. So if they're not allowed to purchase anything, how can they pay a company to redesign the shirt without the logos on? How can they do that? This is what I mean, guys. There's so many question marks around this whole situation that as fans, I think we have the right to ask these questions and expect, intelligent and respectful answers from the Football Association and the Premier League with regards to these issues. Because, like I say, when we look at a football club, they're just looking at it as a business asset. But it's not, guys. It is a business asset. We as fans accept that. But it's also a community asset. So we as fans, being part of that community, have the right to ask simple questions and expect honest, intelligent and respectful answers. And like I say, from my experience today of trying to get answers off the English FA, I don't think we're going to get them, guys. Or if we do, we're going to get some political jargon, some well thought out speech that dodges around the actual questions that we want answers to and that we should be entitled to answers to. So guys, like I say, please do hit that like button and don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comment. I want to hear from you. Kieran Connie is saying, yes, now this happened. It could happen to any club now. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And you know what? Obviously, let's be honest. I mean, obviously, the main league that is under threat right now is the English league. I don't know, Connie, Kieran, can you let me know? Obviously, I'm not 100% sure of the investment in Scottish clubs. I know you might have a bit better clue of that, mate. Is there a lot of the Scottish clubs that are owned by private investors, or is there a lot of the Scottish clubs that have got consortiums or partly fan-owned? There's something maybe I need to look at. I've been learning so much about Scottish football over the last couple of years, guys. That obviously there's plenty to learn, and there's still more to learn. So I don't know the answers to all the questions, but yeah, Kieran, if you're still on, mate, please do let me know. What do you know about the ownership in Scotland? Do you think that this situation could potentially also affect Scottish clubs? Because, like I say, guys, within English football, this is serious. This is serious. You might, like I say, as I said earlier, some of you might have the attitude it's only Chelsea, but it's not only Chelsea, because this is what is happening with Chelsea is an example of what could happen with other clubs, because our government and our football association within England have allowed too many foreign owners to invest in football clubs. And we don't know how many of these foreign owners have got political interests, have got business interests in other countries that might get them in some sort of bother. And these, as fans, are we not allowed to ask these questions? We should be having some transparency. And why? Because the system that exists within England has allowed these businessmen to come into our football leagues and invest in our football clubs. And we should be allowed as fans to ask the simple questions. Well, if there's such a thing as fit and proper owners tests, why is it that we're seeing owners being in charge of football clubs that our governments basically don't like? And that's the reality of it. For whatever reason, whether it's politics, what nationality they are, whatever, they don't like them. And we can seriously say that with regards to Chelsea, guys, because let's be honest, the British government have had an issue with Roman Abramovich for quite a while. And it stems to going way back a couple of years before all this started. So, you know, what do the government know that they're not telling us? And why are they allowing an owner like Roman Abramovich to buy a football club? As much as he has actually been good for football, in the football sense, guys, he's not done nothing wrong. I don't know of anything that Roman Abramovich has done wrong in the football terminology. He might have done things wrong with his involvements with Putin or Russia or politics or whatever. We don't know about that because we're not getting no answers. We're not getting no transparency. You know what I mean? But we do know as fans, we can see that he has done good things for Chelsea and for football. So, you know, as fans, are we not allowed to ask the simple questions? You know, what are you doing with regards to this fit and proper test? I mean, as fans, we don't even know what the fit and proper test is, do we, guys? We know it exists, but we don't know what questions are asked. We don't know what things that an owner has to prove or disprove to allow them to buy a football club. And this is yet again, guys, why I'm stressing fans need to come together, because the only way we are going to change this mentality in football and start putting pressure on the football authorities to give us transparent answers. And that's all we're looking for. We're not trying to create no problems for the FA. We just want straight answers to straight questions, to important questions that affect our football clubs and the football community around our football clubs. And I think as fans, we have the right to ask these questions and expect intelligent adult answers. Not a load of political spin, actual intelligent, credible answers. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. Please do hit that like button, and I'm going to try and shut up now and get through some of your comments and see what you guys are saying. Kieran, so yeah, I'm not sure if you've replied to that, mate. Be interesting. I think you have at the bottom, so I'll get to that in a minute. Goodsy, how's it going, bro? My bro, Goodsy, that's... Guys, if you don't know Goodsy, he is Fanden. He's very much involved in Fanden in the background. That's my bro there, dropping in. He's not interested in the football aspect. He's not a football fan, but he's very supportive of what I'm doing with Fanden. Helps me a lot in the background. So massive shout out there to my bro Goodsy. He's, like I say, guys, the channel. The reason some of the success of the channel is partly because of my lovely wife Becky, and also my bro Lee, who is good, who help out with a lot of stuff that you guys don't see in the background. So massive shout out there to my mate and my bro Lee, who is good. I agree. The government could own 1% of each club to assist in governing the sport. Just an idea. Mate, that's a cracking suggestion. I'm not sure if that would have would actually be a good thing. I'm not sure 1% would be enough or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely something in that, mate. That's actually a fantastic suggestion. That maybe if governments owned just a small percentage of each football club, would that be something that could help protect the club's long-term future? That is a fantastic suggestion, bro, and thank you very much for that. Definitely love to know what you guys think of that. If you think that could be something that could help, protect the long-term future of our football clubs, let me know, guys. Connie is saying. Kieran Connie is saying, obviously football clubs are a business, but if the community aspect goes away, the love of the game will disappear. Exactly, mate. Exactly, mate. You just said what I've said, but in a different way and maybe a bit better way. The reality is, we all know as fans, don't we, that our clubs are businesses. We accept that. We do accept that, but is it not also a community asset? We can't just, this is what annoys me about the government and the football associations. You know, we all know that our clubs are run as businesses. We all know that and we accept that. But we don't accept it to the point where there's no acknowledgement of the fact that it is also a community aspect, and it's something that is built into the community. It's not just the business. It's part of the community. It doesn't exist as a business without the community. So, why are these people that are supposed to have qualifications from Oxford and Cambridge and God knows whatever other university that's supposed to be much more intelligently superior to the rest of us? Why is it that we can see it, the normal guy like me, the normal football fan, and the regular guy like Kieran Connor, who pays for his season ticket or his weekly ticket to go and support his club? We can see that, but these supposed educated people from Oxford and Cambridge and whatever other university that are supposed to be, mega qualified to look after the best interests of our country and our national interests, and yet they can't see these simple things. It's not rocket science, guys. We all recognise that football clubs are a business. But we're only asking for fairness. And fairness is that we need these governments and these football authorities to actually acknowledge that not only is it a business, it's a community asset. And as a community asset, it should have certain things in place to protect it as a community asset and not allow it to be basically ruled by the business world. We accept that there's certain things in the business world that can affect and should be, part of what is our football clubs. But we are just asking for a bit of safeguarding to protect the community aspect of the football club. And are we seeing it? We're not seeing it. And we should be seeing it. And do you know why we should be seeing it, guys? Because the same people that are not doing this are the same people that are allowing these rich businessmen and women from around the world with dodgy backgrounds to buy into our football clubs. Now, that's not your opinion. That's my opinion. That's not Fanden's opinion. That's my personal opinion. As a football fan, I think that the people that are allowing these people to come into our football clubs and invest stupid amounts of money and buy into our football clubs, then if that is the case, that's fine. We accept that as fans. But do something to safeguard the community aspect of our clubs. Do what you are paid for as a politician or as a football association representative. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Protect the future of the game. And the best way to do that is you start by protecting the community aspect of each club throughout the land. That's just my opinion, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for that, Kieran Connor. Much appreciated, mate. Amish is saying, hi, guys. How's it going? Most of the blame here lies with the Premier League. For the past 30 years, they've welcomed money from all over the world, from very shady people, and now it's all backfired. Mate, I couldn't have said it any better. I could not have said it any better. I've said all that in the early stages of the video, but maybe not in the same way. But you're spot on, mate. You're absolutely spot on. This is what I mean. The football, and like I said to you guys earlier, I'm not sure if you've come into the show late. I've run the Premier League today. I have run the Premier League today, and it's not the first time I've tried to contact them. And surprise, surprise, their phone number just rings and rings and rings, and nobody answers it. So these are the people that are letting these rich people come into our game, invest, and we can't get hold of the Premier League for any answers. You ring them up, they just leave the phone ringing. They don't answer the phone, guys. This is not right. So, yeah, absolutely, Amish. Spot on there, mate. Well said. I couldn't agree with you anymore. And you're right. 30 years this has been going on where we've had the Premier League inviting rich people to come and invest. And we don't mind that, guys. As football fans, we want to see investment in our league. And I know Amish is a fan of German football. I know that. And I'm sure he wants to see investment in the German league. I'm sure he wants to see that as well. But we want it where it's safeguarding our club first and foremost. If it could have put our football clubs at risk, or even worse, the football pyramid as the football structure that we know, then should we not be entitled to be asking the question, why are the government and why are the football authorities not putting things in place to safeguard the future of the football club and the community aspect of the football club? I think these are more than reasonable questions to be asking, guys. And as fans, I think these are questions we have a right to have answers to. So, yeah, thanks for that, Amish, mate. Well said. Couldn't have said it any better. Appreciate you coming, dropping your thoughts in, mate. Much appreciated. Mikey is saying my club almost went out of existence because we were owned by son of a Russian arms dealer. They rubbed shoulders with Abramovich too. Well, like I say, mate, absolutely. I think you're talking about Portsmouth there, and obviously, as I said earlier, guys, I've not been on the channel for a few weeks because of an internet connection problem in my area. But before my internet went off, I was actually starting to look at the ownership issues with Portsmouth, and I hope to get back to that sometime soon. But Mikey is spot on. This is what Mikey is saying. Look, this is not just affecting a Premier League club. You know, these kind of decisions that the Premier League and the EFL and the governments are making on our behalf within football, allowing these rich people to come into our football, it doesn't just affect the Premier League. Mikey's telling you there how it affected Portsmouth when they was in the Premier League and when they dropped out of the Premier League. So, guys, you know, like I keep saying, are we not entitled to answers to these questions? And like I said, guys, believe me, I am not lying. I'm going to look into it on the question, and I wish I could get a football association representative. I can't even get one on the phone. So what hope have I got of getting one on the channel? And believe me, guys, I will keep trying. Believe me, for your benefit, I will keep trying. I will keep trying to get somebody from the Football Association to come on this channel and give us answers. And I will try and get the Premier League to give us somebody to give us answers. But I'll bet you any money they won't. And you know why? Because they're not adult and mature enough and responsible enough and respectful enough to come on and face up to the decisions that they've been making on our behalf that affect our football clubs and the football community that we care about. They don't care about it. We care about it. But they don't want to give us answers. Instead, they give us numbers, phone numbers to people that don't answer phones. It's a disgrace, guys. It's an absolute disgrace. And yeah, Mikey, thanks for that, mate. Much appreciated getting involved in the conversation. And you're absolutely right, mate. It has affected Portsmouth. Portsmouth is a perfect example of these decisions and these rich owners investing. And the problem is, guys, what really hard about this is as football fans, whether you love Chelsea or hate Chelsea, it doesn't matter, right? As football fans, let's be honest, we haven't really seen Abramovich that I know of do anything bad in football. Everything that he's done at Chelsea since he's been involved in football seems to be all positive. So it's not like he's come to Chelsea and he started putting up Russian flags and, you know, and had some political agenda at the club and used it. Like for example, like Mike Ashley used it. Mike Ashley used, and we all know this, he used Newcastle to use it to promote his business, his sports business. It was all over the stadium. It was everywhere. It was like one big billboard because that's all he wanted the club for, to promote his business. Do you know what I mean? But did we see Roman Abramovich do anything like that? Not to my knowledge. He respected Chelsea as a football club. He showed love for football, for Chelsea as a football club. And he also showed love for football. He wrote off debt for Chelsea. I didn't see him plastering banners with political agendas or business agendas of his own all over the stadium like we saw with Mike Ashley. So, you know, like I said, guys, there's serious questions that need to be asked about what is going on with the Football Association and the Premier League, and even as much as our government as well, to give us answers to the decisions that they are making that are impacting us within the football community. Kieran Cunny's saying Scottish football seems to me is going down the route of American ownership. Oh, mate, don't tell me that. But thanks, Kieran. I appreciate you sharing that, mate. I'm going to look into it. I am. When I get a chance, I'm going to try and look in to find a bit more information about Scottish football ownership. But thanks for that, Kieran, mate. Obviously, I know you're a massive Dundee fan, if I'm remembering rightly. I'm going off your Crime Apex logo there because I'm sure that's Dundee fan. So yeah, mate, I'm disappointed. If that is the case, I am really disappointed to hear that. That American ownership is creeping into Scottish football. I mean, obviously, we know, you know, mate, we can't expect any better from the SPFL than we expect from the EPL or the FPL, EFL, sorry. They're all in it for themselves, guys. The SPFL are a disgrace as well, with question marks about how they're running Scottish football. We could sit here probably for the next week, guys, just ranting about football associations and authorities that aren't doing their job to the standard we expect. And like I say, this is why I think, guys, so I don't want to keep repeating myself, but we need to come together as fans. We need to, because all I want as a football fan is to see football people involved in the football associations, because I think that if we get ex-players involved in the football association, that is going to be better for the future of football. Because at least, let's say we have I don't know, a Rio Ferdinand or a Scott Brown or, a Ryan Kent. Obviously, Ryan Kent's still playing, and so Scott Brown. But in the future, they're going to retire as players eventually and become, they're going to become ex-players. So let's say we have these people involved in the Football Association. Would you not trust them to make better decisions to affect the league that you support, the club that you support, in the league that you support? Would you not trust them better than the people that are in charge right now? Because at least they've played in the football stadiums. They've played for the clubs. They know what it means to the fans. They know, what it means to the whole community of the club. And they would, have a better understanding of making decisions that are going to affect the club and the community. And I think, like I said, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. I am not saying this for clickbait. I am passionate about this. If I just wanted to talk football, I would have just called it Football Chat. But the reason it's called Football Fan Den UK is because I care about the future of football. I'm older guy, so I see all the things that have happened over the last 20, 30 years and how it is impacting our game. And if we don't come together as fans and start putting some pressure on the football authorities to involve football people in the football system, then football is just going to keep going downhill. It really is. And it's only a matter of time before it starts to affect more and more clubs. We might think our club's safe right now, and it might be. But what happens in 3, 4, 5 years' time when the political landscape or the world is in a different place? Can we be saying the same thing then? This is why we need ex-players involved in the football structure, in the Football League, in FA, in England, in Scotland, and in Wales. This is a must. And the only way we're going to get it, guys, is if we come together as fans and start to put pressure on the football authorities, football clubs as well, to involve football people within the club. Because it doesn't, when we talk about this, guys, we're not just talking about the Football League. We could also apply the same logic to our football clubs. We know that half the board that are sitting in our football clubs, half of them are not football people, they're businessmen. They're not football people. They come in, they do the job, they go home. Do you see them there on a Saturday afternoon watching the game? No, you don't, because they're not interested in the football. They're interested in it as a business. So if we're going to have boards run as, if we're going to have clubs run as businesses, should we not have a half the board run by businessmen and the other half of the board football people? That way we would get a more balanced decision, and that way we'd have better protection for the future of our clubs and also the football pyramid and structure that we love and care so much about, that is part of our weekly life. Our clubs are part of our weekly life, of our daily life. We're passionate about it. These people running our football clubs and our football association, they don't feel the passion like me and you guys. They don't go to the football. There is some, I'm not saying all, but the majority of them, guys, they don't go to the club every week. They don't go and stand on the terrace in the middle of December when it's absolutely throwing it down, raining, and you're getting soaking wet through because the stand might not be of the great standard that you expect of a Premier League club, and you're getting drenched supporting your club, but you stand there anyway. Why? Because you care about that club, because it's part of you as a person. So therefore, why should we as fans accept second-rate decisions from people managing our clubs and the game that we love? So let's go back to the comments, guys. Connie is saying days gone by of clubs owned by local owners. Mate, you absolutely might be spot on there, and that's why I'm saying, as fans, we need to come together to put pressure on clubs and football associations to start involving football people, ex-players. If you've got a player at your club, whatever player it is that's recently retired, and they played, I'll use an easy one. At my club, Bolton, Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis played for my club for in excess of 10 years. So why should Kevin Davis not be involved in the board at Bolton Wanderers? Because he's got more knowledge of Bolton Wanderers on the pitch and in the stands than any of the board members sat on that board. So why should he not be involved? He should be involved because he's somebody that knows about the club and is more likely to care about the decisions that are made that affect our club. That's just my opinion, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like I say, lots of question marks around this, and I think as fans we have the right to ask these questions. But Kieran Connor is absolutely, you are spot on, mate. I couldn't have said it any better. You're right. It looks like their days of local ownership, particularly at the top of the football pyramid, a distant memory. We're still probably going to see it in the lower leagues. Maybe, but I don't think, like Kieran Connor is saying, absolutely, it's worrying times for the future of our football clubs and the football associations that we rely on to supposedly protect the game we love and the clubs that we love. Mikey is saying, when we, Pompey, were sold onto new owners, the FA failed to do proper background checks and we ended up in administration on the brink of going out of business altogether. Absolutely, mate. Well pointed out. Yeah, I forgot about that. And that is a fair statement. I don't know all the details of it, but I do remember that there was a big uproar with Portsmouth fans at the time with regards to them feeling that the FA had basically abandoned them. Now, I'm not saying that is the case, but that was the feeling amongst the Portsmouth fan community at the time. And so, yeah, Mike is absolutely spot on to point that out. And it's like I said, guys, really worrying times. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Please do click that subscribe button, because if you don't believe me, click subscribe and give me a chance. Because that's all I can say. You can unsubscribe at a later break if you find that I'm not still, being honest enough. But I'm telling you right now, I care about you as fans and about the game that we love. And I am a man that is prepared to try and speak up for fans. I care that much that I will. You can see me ranting and raving on this channel all the time. I am happy to speak up for us as a fan community. I'm not saying I'm going to have the greatest success, but I am telling you right now, I care enough that I will get on the phone and that I will try and get answers. I will try and get people on the channel to give you answers, people that are involved in our game. I can't make them come on, but I will try. And that's all I'm asking, guys. Show your support. Because if you show your support, that gives me more chance of fighting your corner as a football fan. I'm not on about your club. I'm on about you as a football fan. If you care enough about football, I want to speak up for you as fans. That is why I do this channel. And like I say, you guys all know that follow the channel regularly. I follow Bolton. I follow Bolton. That's my club. That's the club I love. That's the club I've got a passion for. But I don't bring that to the channel. And why? Because this channel is not about my club. It's about you as fans. It's about bringing fans together as a community and trying to make some kind of impact for fans that care about the future of the game. And I'm being genuine about that, guys. I'm not saying I won't do Bolton stuff in the future. I've done it on the channel already, and I will do in the future, because obviously I can't just do a football channel and not involve the club that I care about. So obviously, as you've seen in the past and as you will see in the future, there will be stuff on the channel I do about Bolton. But it won't be, the channel will not be about Bolton as a whole. It's about you as fans. It's not about any one club. It's about fans. And seriously, guys, all I ask is support the channel and give me the chance to show you that I care about fans. Because if you care enough, then I'm a guy that will speak up, because not everybody is like me. I recognize that. Not everybody can stand up, can get on the phone and have it about them to challenge the FA, ask questions. Unfortunately to me, guys, it comes natural. It comes natural. Why? Because I'm a passionate guy. If I care about something, I'm passionate about it. And I want to use that passion, something I care about. And something I care about is football. And I care about the community aspect of football. And why? Because I've seen what happened with my club. I've seen how the community, how much it used to have a community feel about my football club at the old stadium, Burnden Park. And I've seen how that has been watered down by moving stadiums. It's not the same as it used to be. I still love my club, and I still love the atmosphere that comes with my club. And there is a brilliant atmosphere at Bolton, and the fans still make an effort. But let's be honest, since we moved clubs, we have lost a percentage of fans because we moved out of the town centre. You don't, you can't, it's hard to describe. You guys probably know. If you've had your club move grounds, you will know. The atmosphere at a new ground is not the same as the atmosphere at your old ground. And why? Because you have to start building a new history at that ground. Plus, there's certain fans that don't decide not to carry on following because they feel that the club has changed direction and it no longer represents them and their community. These are questions that we should be asking, guys. Like I said, I want to make a stand. I'm not going to go and cause no problems. I'm not going to start rioting or anything like that. I'm going to be respectful and honest and mature about these things. I would just want to try and make a difference for the fan community. And I can only do that with you guys supporting me. I want to do it, and I'm raring to go to do it. But like I say, if you guys show the support to the channel, that gives me more chance of being able to be a voice for you, the fans. So, guys, let's go back to the comments. My apologies for ranting, guys. Like I said, sometimes it's hard to keep it in check because I am passionate. You're not seeing fakeness here. You're seeing genuineness. I care. And like I say, that's sometimes why I go off topic a little bit, because I allow my passion to get the best of me. So apologies for that, guys. Thanks for that, Mikey. Amish is saying, and independent commission should be set up to conduct the background checks on prospective owners of clubs. Mate, that's a fantastic suggestion. Yep, can't argue with that, Amish. You well said, mate. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. If us as fans can come up with logical suggestions like this, logical things that look like they could help improve the protection of our clubs and the game we love. If we could think up stuff like this, like Amish has just suggested that, which is fantastic. If Amish can think up that, why can't some guy or woman that has gone through Oxford or Cambridge and been given an official job in an official capacity think the same way? They're educated people, and yet they can't think like that. It begs belief, doesn't it, guys? Because we're all told, go and get qualifications and you get a good job. Well, what's the point in having a good job if you're just going to become a yes man? Do you know what I mean? I want to be a yes man. I want to care. I want passion. I want people looking after our game and protecting the clubs that we love that care. I don't care what qualifications they've got. I want people that care. And like Amish just said, there could be things put in place, like what Amish is pointing out, an independent commission. You know what I mean? A normal football fan can come up with that kind of thinking, come up with that suggestion. So if he can do it, why can't the FA people do it? Or the Premier League people do it? Or the government do it? It's crazy, guys. And these are supposed to be the educated people in our society. Begs the question, doesn't it, guys? Thank you very much for that, Amish. Much appreciated. Top comment. Good day. How's it going, bro? Potential owners must be able to prove where the funds have come from. Monies must not be from proceedings of crime or have any links to money laundering. Owners cannot have any criminal records, etc., etc. Well, yeah, mate, yeah, absolutely spot on, bro. But the question we're asking, you're right to say that, and that is what is supposed to be in place. But obviously the question mark has to be: is that what you're saying there? Is that being done properly? Are there people running the FA and the Premier League making sure that all them checks are done properly? So absolutely spot on there. Good, well said, bro. I totally agree, but like I said, I think the big question, what we're all asking, is: are the FA actually doing that? Are they, like Goodsy's saying, able to prove the funds, where their funds have come from, that they've not done anything illegal, no money laundering, that kind of thing, no criminal record? These are the things that are supposed to be part of the the owner's fit and proper test that we keep hearing so much about in the press, guys. We keep hearing loads about this so-called fit and proper tests thing that owners have to pass. But yet we are seeing the owners are getting owners are getting control of our clubs that have got question marks around some of these things. So yeah, thanks for that, bro. Much appreciated. Great input into the debate. Thanks, bro. Mikey saying, well said, Amish. Absolutely, mate. Well said. Thanks for that, Mikey. Pompey World, I feel bad for Chelsea fans like my cousin. He's a Chelsea fan. Absolutely, mate. Like I say, it's not just about feeling bad for Chelsea fans, is it? And you're right, Pompey World, well said, mate. I totally agree. And I do have a lot of pity and sympathy at the minute for Chelsea fans. I totally agree. But I'm concerned about this, guys, not just from the Chelsea aspect. I'm concerned if this is an example of more things to come in the future. Do you know what I mean? We have to ask that question, guys. Is this a concern? And I'm also going to point out, because it's going a bit off topic, guys, but as Pompey World pointed out to me in the chat group the other day, we're also seeing not only that now we're seeing this with what's going on with Chelsea, that the football authorities and football associations within the UK are showing their incompetency. We've seen it with FIFA the other day. There's been God knows how many people killed in Mexico. And what have FIFA done about it? They've given the club a suspension from having fans for a year and a fine. The damn thing shouldn't have happened in the first place. If they have learned from anything, FIFA have been around long enough to know what happened back in the 70s and the 80s with a hooligan mentality, and to learn from them experiences to avoid that in the future. And here we are in 2022 and it's happening in Mexico, and they've learned nothing from the past. This is an example of these people running the football associations that are supposed to protect the interests of our game not having a clue. And not only not having a clue, not learning from the history that has given them the opportunity to have that experience, to learn from it and make the necessary adjustments or rules or whatever to avoid these things happening again in the future. So there you go, guys. But well said, Pompey World. Thanks for that, mate. He's also saying New York Jets NFL football are interested in buying Chelsea. Well, yeah, mate. But unfortunately, if the government, as we're hearing today, have seized the assets of Chelsea, I'm not sure if the sale can go through. Obviously, this is what I mean, guys. The news is still new, so we need to find out more about it. But from what we're hearing of the early reports, apparently the fact that the government have seized control of Chelsea Football Club means that Chelsea now cannot spend money. They're not allowed to do that. They're only allowed. Sorry, I've got that wrong. They can spend money on their existing costs. So in other words, they can still pay their players. They can still honour the season tickets. They can still pay the staff and the costs of the stadium and stuff like that. They can still pay all that, but they can't spend any new money. So they're not, in other words, they're not allowed to go and buy a player. If they need a new lawnmower, they're not allowed to go and buy a new lawnmower. If they need a new lawnmower for the pitch, they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to spend that money. They are only allowed to spend money on existing costs, not any new costs. So this is why this is really a serious issue, guys, that we need to be talking about in the whole grand scheme of football, not just Chelsea. Because if a government can go in and do this and potentially put the future of Chelsea Football Club at risk, then they can do it with any club in the country that has got an owner that has got question marks around him. So there you go, guys. But well said. Thanks for that, Pompey World. Interesting to see what's going to happen with Chelsea and the ownership thing over the next few days and weeks and months. But like I said, at the minute, as I understand it, I don't know I don't think the sale can actually go through right now. I'm not sure. Like I said, guys, I've looked up, I've been on the phone, I've done some research, I've done as much as I could before I come on the channel, but I will be looking into this further once we're done to obviously find out more information. Guys, just a quick update on the West Ham game. West Ham have finished, the game is finished with Seville. They lost 1-0 away from home. That's not too bad, guys. They can turn that around in the home game. They've still got the home leg. So let's hope that West Ham at least from a UK football fan, from a UK football point of view. Let's hope West Ham can turn that around in the second leg. So it's finished Seville 1, West Ham 0. So guys, sorry about that. Pompey World, sorry, did I miss your comment there? Pompey World, New York Jets NFL owners is in. Right, sorry, yeah, I did read that, didn't I? Right, so thanks for that, Pompey World, much appreciated, mate. Appreciate coming, getting involved in the chat. Kieran Connie saying, speaking of Scottish football with American owners, there's 4 clubs: Aberdeen, Dundee United, and another one. They had to play a game Saturday night just so it could get streamed in America. Oh my God. Right. Well, obviously I am not totally against live streams in America, especially for Scottish football, because I as a football fan, I want to see more investment in Scottish football. I do. I want to see Scottish football have the chance to improve the league and let the clubs have the chance to make more money, because from my point of view as a football fan, I think that a lot of Scottish clubs are really restricted by the fact that the SPFL just don't do enough to try and attract new investment. So I'm not too bothered about the fact that a live stream is going to America. But what I'm going to take from what Kieran is telling me there, what annoys me, is that if the club can do that, or if the Football Association and TV people can do that to suit the owner, why are they not doing things to suit what's best for the fans? This is an example of, yet again, things being done to benefit the owner and to help the owner out, but things not being done to help the club's future and the fan community. Do you get what I mean? They're coming second. You as fans, me as fan, we're all being put second. What matters to the owner is more important than what the fans think. That's not right, guys. That is an absolute disgrace. But yeah, thanks for that, Kieran. I'm gonna, like I say, mate, I am gonna try and find some time to look more into the ownership of clubs in Scotland, because obviously, if we're going to be talking about this sort of stuff in the future, I'm going to need a better understanding of the Scottish ownership rules and regulations and stuff like that. So massive thanks there to Kieran, trying to give me a bit of his knowledge that he's aware of, and we can rely on Kieran's info because I know he's a massive football fan in Scotland, so I know that he wouldn't share anything with me that wasn't to his knowledge that wasn't factual. So thanks for that, Kieran, much appreciated, mate. Goodsy, Pompey World would change halftime a bit. Pies and pom-poms. Pies and pom-poms, sorry. Pies and pom-poms. Goodsy, Pompey World is a big, massive Pompey fan, but he's in LA, mate. He's in LA, so obviously he can't get to games weekly on a regular basis, being a Portsmouth fan in LA. But yeah, I love the joke aspect of that, mate. Thanks. Pom-poms is not necessarily a bad thing. Fair enough. I like the fact that you guys are trying to lighten up the conversation. That's awesome. Pompey World obviously liking it as well. Kieran Connor is saying Dundee owner Tim Kays, American, sends his puppet man John Nils to all the games, and they too are just interested in getting a brand new big stadium, which I don't think we can afford. Well, if they want the stadium, mate, let them put the money up, because obviously, I'd love to see some investment in Dundee Stadium, because for me, I'm not sure you guys, I don't know, obviously Dundee fans would know a lot better than me of this. Do you guys feel you need a new stadium, or do you feel would you feel more happy about just an upgrade of the stadium? In other words, getting the stadium, having a overhaul, spending a whole summer and maybe half a season just shutting the ground down to give it a good fresh overhaul. Because to be honest, I think that there's, the infrastructure at Dundee could be quite easily upgraded and modernised rather than actually building a brand new stadium. But that's just my opinion. I mean, obviously a new stadium would be brilliant, but like Kieran is saying, Can the club afford that? Is it going to be an unnecessary finance that's needed? Would it be more cost effective for Dundee to invest in upgrading the stadium rather than building a brand new stadium? Like I say, I'll leave that Dundee fans to let me know on that, because they know a lot more than I would. But thanks for that, Kieran, Connie. I appreciate the great input and info you shared with us tonight. Really much appreciated. Mikey, good to have you back on the air, guys. Thanks, mate. Like I said, guys, really do apologise for the last few weeks. It was out of my hands. Unfortunately, my internet provider left me with no internet for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I could not. It was never going to work out doing a live stream on a Wi-Fi. Because you can't trust Wi-Fi to keep the signal. So yeah, but like I say, the problem's fixed now. So I'm back, and I hopefully start getting more content on and getting more shows for you guys to get involved in on the live streams as well. But thanks for that, Mikey. Really appreciate the positivity, mate. Much appreciated. Pompey World, I don't know, but our American owner has done good for our club, Portsmouth. Didn't move Pompey out of Fratton Park, and he's remodeling and fixing the problems from Fratton Park and good things for the future. Yeah, mate, I can tell you, obviously I've not finished the research, but I do know for Portsmouth fans, any Portsmouth fans that are on the channel watching, I can let you know that if you've been wondering why the owner has been selling players and not investing money, there is a reason for that. Apparently, the club was losing, I think, in excess of between £3 and £7 million a month during lockdown. Now, don't quote me on them figures, because, like I said, I did start doing some research about Portsmouth because, obviously, some of you guys that I speak to, big Portsmouth fans, and wanting some answers with regards to the ownership of Portsmouth and what's going on. So I did start, before I obviously had my internet problem, I did start doing some research on Portsmouth and found out the reason that the owner has cut the spending is because of the losses that the club was taking during lockdown. And let's be honest, guys, you know, £3 million, £7 million, whatever the figure is, a month, a week, whatever it was. Like I'd have to refresh the research that I did, but I can't remember. But it basically a couple of £1 million a week, a month that Portsmouth were losing while the lockdown was on. And for a club in League One, League Two, that you just can't put up with that kind of losses. No club in League One can deal with that kind of lost income. So it's kind of understandable why the owner has kind of tightened the purse strings, so shall we speak. And let's hope it doesn't last too long, but let's hope he's doing it to secure the long-term future of the club. Like I said, I've got more research to do with that, guys, and hopefully I'll get back to that at some point. But massive thanks for that, Pompey World. Much appreciated, mate. Kieran Connor is saying, and obviously if Dundee moved grounds, we will lose the heritage with only being a stone's throw away from Dundee United. Absolutely, mate. I don't want to see you guys move grounds. I want to see you guys upgrade the ground because, yes, it's an old stadium. And yes, it does desperately need some modernising. But like you say, it's the heart of the club. You know, keep the club there. And there is plenty of room for that. I think, as I understand it, there's plenty of room around the ground to upgrade and modernise the stadium. I'm not saying you could modernise and upgrade every stand, but I know that some of the stands could definitely be modernised and upgraded because it's not like kind of mega built up to ridiculous lengths. So yeah, like I said, I totally agree with you, Kieran. I do not want to see. It'd be great to see you have a new ground, but if there's going to be a new ground, build it where it is. You know, I'm sure that you know if it's absolutely necessary to do to move the club, and I know Dundee fans would not want to play their home games across the road at their rivals. But seriously, if it's a matter of closing the stadium ground for 1 year and putting the stadium where the existing stadium is, then can't some kind of ground share be arranged with some sort of club for a temporary period, so that like Kieran is saying, so that the club can stay where it's been born, where it lives. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of moving stadiums, mate. It's happened with my club, and as much as my club has still got very loyal fans and great support, and there's still a very much a community aspect around the club, it's not as intense as it used to be at Burnden Park. So yeah, I totally agree, Kieran. Thanks for that, mate. When Dundee went into administration for the second time, we were owned by the Marsh brothers, which were infamous drug dealers in Dundee. How did they even get close to being our owners? Mate, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know that, so thanks for that, mate. That's a great bit of insight. But yeah, absolutely. If that was the case, like I say, this is just yet again more evidence that the football authorities keep banging on about this fit and proper owners test, but then they're actually not enforcing it properly themselves. So, you know, it kind of brings into question, are they fit for purpose? Which is, I'm guessing, I know I'm asking the question, but I'm hoping some of you guys are also asking the same question, for at least with regards to the interests of your own club. Goodsey is saying, great debate, guys. Off for a pint now, laters. Thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate it. Massive shout out to my brother, Goodsey. Like I say, coming showing some support and interest in the topic on the channel. He is not a football fan, guys. He is not a football fan. He's not interested. He's my brother, my family. He's very much supportive of what I'm doing with the channel, but he's not interested in football. So massive shout out to my bro there for coming showing some support in the channel and getting involved. Thanks a lot, bro. And I'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy your pint, mate. And look after yourself. Speak to you soon. Mikey is saying, oh my God, Kieran Connor. Yeah, I'm presuming you mean in with relation to his comment about the previous ownership. Stephen Allen, thanks, Goodsy. Enjoy your pint. Absolutely, thank you, much appreciated, bro. And thanks for that, Stevie Allen and Mikey, much appreciated. Kieran Connor. To be fair to the Morris brothers, they did upgrade our stadium and make us a powerhouse for 5 to 7 years, but we are still feeling the damage from it. Well, like I say, mate, I'm disappointed to hear that, because Dundee is a club that I do like, and I've been, obviously, since I've been taking a lot of interest in Scottish football, and the fact that Dundee is a very, very much a football town or city, whatever you want to call it. Very passionate fans for both clubs in Dundee. So I have been quite learning quite a bit about the city or the town of Dundee and the clubs within it, because like I say, it is very passionate part of the football community of Scotland. So therefore, as far as I'm concerned, deserves a certain amount of respect and consideration when you look at the Scottish football pyramid and learning about Scottish football as well. Stephen Allen is saying, thanks, Goodsy, enjoy your pint. Oh, did I read that before? I think you repeated the same message, mate. But thanks for that, Stephen. Pompey World, Scottish football is televised here in the US. Right, mate. Well, thanks for that. I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that Scottish football is getting heard in America, to help it get more interest and hopefully attract some fans from around the world. To help it, attract more investment, which would be good for Scottish clubs, because that's for me as a fan, I want to see. I want to see a more level playing field in Scotland to give, the likes of Dundee United, Hearts, Hibernian, Aberdeen, give these clubs a chance to get a fair cut of the action financially. So yeah, for me, I'm glad to hear that Scottish football is going out to different parts of the world, or at least to America, that might help it attract new investment. So thanks for that, Mikey and Pompey World, much appreciated, and also Kieran as well, with his insight into Scottish football. Mikey's saying, been watching Footy Adventure a lot recently and have new respect for Scottish football, real history and pure passion from the fans. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Seriously, their passion in Scotland is absolutely top draw. There is no comparison. When fans start arguing about passion, there's no argument. English fans are passionate and Scottish fans are just as passionate. There is no better or worse. Seriously, the passion is there in both leagues. And I would never let anybody be disrespectful on my channel or on my social media or anything to disrespect that, because, like I say, fans of both nations and both clubs of both countries, they deserve the respect they deserve for their equal passion. Pompey World is saying March 11th we would have Ayr United vs Kilmarnock in the US. All right, cool. Well, I suppose it's good. It's a good game to give you more insight into Scottish clubs, but obviously we want to be hearing about the high-profile games getting aired in America to help the Scottish clubs attract some fans from America. No disrespect to Ayr United or Kilmarnock; they're still great Scottish clubs, but obviously to attract more interest from fans outside of Scotland, you want the games or the fixtures that attract the fans big time. But thanks for that, Pompey World. Appreciate that information, mate. Great to know that Scottish games are going to Scotland to other parts of the world. Kieran is saying our stadium is not up to standard, so a move might be a good thing. But however, talks of ground share with United is also in the air, which I don't think would work. It's too late to do that. I'm not. I mean, a ground share temporarily while they did up the stadium, I've no problem with that. But I wouldn't want to see a ground share on a permanent basis. I know it would probably be better for both clubs financially. That would definitely be helpful to both clubs financially, because it means they won't have their own stadiums individually to pay for. They could share the cost. So in that respect, that would be good. But no, for fans, from a fan point of view, we don't like fake stadium shares. It's not going to feel the same. So no, as a temporary thing, while Dundee's ground was upgraded or rebuilt, would be great, but not as a permanent thing. Absolutely, Kieran, I agree there, mate. I'm going to read these last few comments, guys, and then I'm going to call it a night. I've been on an hour and a half now, but also I want to try and get on some more over the next few days and weeks to try and increase the intensity and repair some of the damage, because I was doing quite well with the watch time on the channel. I was starting to build, and obviously my internet provider have damaged that hard work that I put in last year. But thanks to you guys coming, showing some excellent support tonight on the channel. Hopefully we've made a positive step tonight to help start repairing some of that damage that has been created by my internet supplier. And they are so lucky. I'm feeling quite nice towards them today that I'm not mentioning who it is. Kieran Connor is saying, but the best thing that scares me the most is talk of both Dundee clubs merging into one club. No, mate. No, I totally agree. That can't happen. That can't happen. That won't work. Absolutely, mate. Totally agree. It's not going to work. How can you, the two different clubs, how can you put them together? You did that? No, it's just a no-go. I've not even heard that suggested, mate. And if it has been suggested, I'm shocked to hear it's been suggested with the fantastic rivalry between the two clubs. Why would these people that running our game or the owners want to kill that rivalry? Surely you should be looking to build and improve that rivalry and make it better and more. What I mean by better, I'm not saying it isn't a great rivalry. What I mean is by better for TV. If it looks better on TV, it's going to attract more fans. Is it not? So if fans see the great rivalry between Dundee United and Dundee, are they not going to become interested in them two clubs because they like that rivalry? It's crazy. Some of this, what I mean, there's some real boneheaded suggestions come from football club owners and football authorities, isn't there? There really is. But thanks for that, Kieran, mate. Much appreciated. Some more great insight. Pompey World, like AC Milan and Inter, two teams in one ground. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And they do still have a good rivalry, but I don't think it's as good as it used to be with the same intensity because they share the ground. Like you say, it kind of, it just kills it, guys. It just, These are decisions that are made based on money. They're not, these are ideas, the club merging ideas, are ideas that get brought about through money. They're not brought about for the best interest of the club or the best interest of fans. It's a simple monetary suggestion or idea. So, absolutely, as far as we're concerned on Football Fan Den, no merges of any football clubs that are rivals. It just doesn't work. It won't work, and it kills. And look, come on, guys, Dundee is a fantastic football cultured city. You are only going to water that down if you merge the clubs. You're gonna water it down. So it's a no-go for me. Absolutely no-go. Well said, Pompey World. Absolutely. Don't work really well with Milan. They're both the Milan clubs. So how is it going to work well with Dundee and Dundee United? Kieran is saying yes, or just one club in Dundee, which I would never support a club. Me, totally, mate. You got my support there. I don't support any club merger. Totally agree there with what Kieran's saying. Definitely got my support with that one, mate. Pompey World saying wouldn't support that. I see you guys agree. Absolutely, no merges at all. Doesn't work. And I'm buzzing to hear you guys all agreeing that that's not just a no-go. And this just shows that these owners don't take into account what fans think, doesn't it? Because we're just dismissing that suggestion straight away, but they're actually putting it on the table. And I'm sure they're putting it on the table with all sorts of, charts and graphs and whatever. But yeah. Dylan, how's it going, mate? Thanks for joining us. Dylan is here. Hi, guys. Glad to see you're back on YouTube. I am really sorry I'm late. No need to apologize, Dylan. Never need to apologize. I know that you guys have all got football practice and studies to do for school, university, job commitments, stuff like that. And when you can get on, your support is always appreciated, because I know that some of you guys really do make the effort to get on and show support when you can. And believe me, guys, I never take that for granted. I always appreciate it. So, Dylan, seriously, mate, no need to apologise. Anytime you guys can get on, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever you can, whenever you can come on and show even 5-10 minutes of support, it's always appreciated, mate. So he's saying, I'm late, only just got in, and I've been really busy with personal stuff over the last few days. No worries, mate. Thanks for dropping in. And like I say, no need to apologise. Pompey World, we would have Dundee United vs Rangers. Yeah, that'd be a good game, mate. That'd be a good game to have on the TV in America. I hope we get the Dundee derby at some point, because that's a really good game. Obviously disappointing for Dundee at the minute with the results, but I'm not too concerned. I know Dundee fans are a bit depressed about it, and I understand that. But let's be honest, guys. If you're looking at Dundee at the bottom of the league and thinking, "Oh, they're no good," they are. They're a good club. Normally they would scrap it out with anybody, but 18 months ago that club was in very, very close to going bankrupt. So the last 18 months, 2 years, the owners of that football club have literally just been trying to rebalance the books and stabilise the club. So that is the reason that Dundee are struggling this season. It's got nothing to do with the players, what's going on the pitch. It's just financial. And like I say, hopefully Dundee will have some money to invest in the team at some point in the not too distant future, so they can get back to what they are as a club. And that is, believe me, guys, a club that will scrap it out with anybody that's on the pitch with them if they're given the chance. PFC_DY4 Dylan, Pompey World, good to see you, mate. Great to see you guys talking to each other as mates. I love that. I always encourage you guys getting on with each other as mates. That's fantastic. Pompey World, good to see you here too, mate. Absolutely. Rangers are almost up. Oh, right. Yeah, the Rangers game's playing. So that's another reason why I want to come off the channel and try and go and watch that game as well, guys. There's some Premier League games, and suddenly got a really itchy nose. Probably because my nose is too big. At least I'm honest. But yeah, absolutely. I'm going to jump off in a minute, guys, and go and let you guys go and watch some football. I'm going to go and watch some football. And obviously, also try and reply to some messages on social media as well, because I'm still catching up from the fact of my internet being off. But like I say, I'm up and running now, guys, so I will be getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, thanks, Pompey World. Hopefully, I will definitely come and get on your channel as well soon and try and give you a bit of support, mate. PFC _ DY4, what's the score? I don't know, mate. I know West Ham lost their game away in Seville 1-0, but that's obviously a result they can turn around in the second leg. So hopefully they do. Pompey World not started yet. No, it kicks off. I think it kicks off at 8 o'clock. The Rangers game. I'm not quite sure what time it is right now. But yeah, I presume it's just coming up to kick off now. Mikey, Bolton v Portsmouth, 26th of March, potential playoff 6-pointer. Yeah, absolutely. I was actually looking at the fixtures the other day for that. I'm not sure that there was some concern about moving the fixture apparently because of Wigan playing in the Papa John's Trophy Cup or something like that. I'm not sure. I've not been keeping up to spec with what's going on with Wigan as much this season because I know they're finally in a lot better financial stability. But I did hear there was some complications with regards to a cup fixture or something, so they might move the game. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but we'll have to see. PSC _ DY4. Surely the rivalry is a selling point for two clubs. Absolutely, Dylan. That's what we've been saying, mate. That's what we're saying. But obviously, the people in charge of the football clubs interested in it from the financial point of view are prepared to sacrifice the rivalry that fans love just to create more money for themselves. Or make it easier for them to make money. I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm not aware of it. I wasn't aware of this idea with Dundee until Kieran pointed it out to us. So I will try and find out more about that in due course. PFC _ DY4. Surely the rivalry is a selling point. All right. Did I just read that? I'm getting confused with messages now. Or did I miss one out? All right. Bolton v Pompey, 6-pointer. Yeah, mate, absolutely. We're doing okay now, so we're not in the relegation zone. But I'm presuming 6-pointer. You mean for you guys, Portsmouth? Mate, obviously I love the rivalry. I'm looking forward to the Portsmouth game. I just wish it were coming at better circumstances. I don't want to see Portsmouth get relegated. Don't get me wrong. I'm Bolton through and through, and obviously on the day I'll be rooting and supporting my club and wanting to get the win, but I just wished it wasn't in the circumstances where Portsmouth could be facing relegation. I'd rather be taking the 3 points off you guys to make sure that we're above you at the top of the league, if you get my meaning. But fingers crossed, let's hope Portsmouth do enough to get the points on the board needed to avoid even being considered as a relegation team. But yeah, Dylan, absolutely, mate. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Surely the rivalry is more important. But like I say, some of these owners are showing they don't care about that, aren't they? Pompey World, exciting League One. Yeah, mate, it's been really, really exciting. It was actually, at one point as a Bolton fan, it was looking like a really depressing season, but obviously results have massively improved just recently, so it has become a lot more exciting from a Bolton perspective. And long may it continue. But thanks for that, Pompey World. Good stuff. Right, so I'm not sure who this is. Moa K. I'm not sure what you're saying there, mate, but thank you very much for dropping in the channel. Obviously, I can't really respond to the comments like that. Hi, Pro. I'm not sure. Hello, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Like I say, obviously not really putting anything I can comment there, mate. But thanks for dropping in and trying to get involved in the chat. Anyway, Dylan is saying, "What do you think? What do you make of Bolton's form recently?" I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing with Bolton improving results. So obviously. A little bit of disappointment the other day losing the game. But overall, yeah, massive improvement in Bolton's results. And it's good to see. And I'm buzzing because it has looked like quite a depressing season up to now. Sorry, not up to this point, but you guys know what I mean. But yeah, at one point it was looking like I felt like crying. It was like, how were we, losing all these games consistently? And the worst defeat for me this season as a Bolton fan is Accrington. But we're playing them soon. We're playing them in a few weeks. So fingers crossed, guys. Some payback. I've nothing against Accrington as a club, but they are our local rivals. And obviously, being a Bolton fan, I'm very proud of my club. And I find it rather embarrassing to lose to a club like Accrington. With all respect to the club, they are a lot smaller club. So as a Bolton fan, it's very embarrassing to lose a game to them. And we didn't just lose one game either. We lost to them in the cup. So I'm really hoping for some revenge in the home fixture when they come to our place, that we give them a good hammering and put them in their rightful place. Mikey is saying relegated, were 10th on 57 points, 5 points off the playoffs. Right, no worries, mate. Actually, I haven't looked at League One for the last 3 weeks, to be honest, because obviously I was becoming really frustrated with my internet situation. So I think the last time I looked, you guys were on a really bad run of results. But I know you got a good win against Morecambe the other week. Was it Morecambe? Did you win against? I'm sure you won against Morecambe. I'm looking at that many fixtures, guys. So if I've got it wrong, my apologies. But yeah, like I said, I haven't looked at League One for the last 3 weeks. So my apologies for that, guys. Like I say, with no internet problem, it kind of messed up my momentum. So now I've got to kind of find the rhythm again. So yeah, hopefully I will definitely get that rhythm back over the next 2-3 weeks. Kieran Connor, 1-0 Rangers. Oh, that's good news. Come on, Rangers. Let's hope they can get the win. Right, I'm going to leave these last 2 messages, guys, and I'm going to jump off, go and get some food and try and watch the Rangers game, because as you guys know, I've had no internet. This is the first week I've had the internet back, so I want to try and start catching some football games to obviously get a feel of what's going on with other clubs, and the best way to do that is watching them play. So Dylan is saying League One is extremely tight. It's all still mathematically possible for us, Bolton, Sunderland and Ipswich to get relegated. Yeah, I know that's the case with Bolton, obviously my own club, but I didn't know that with the other clubs because, like I say, I've not looked at the league closely for a couple of weeks. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. Thanks for the update, and much appreciated for the insight. Pompey Worlds, yes, we still have a chance. Yeah, well, I'm glad, I'm buzzing. Like I said, I want to see you guys potentially challenging at the top alongside Bolton. Obviously, I don't want you to beat Bolton. Make sure you understand that. Bolton must be above you. But yeah, I want to see Portsmouth up there with us at least. That would be awesome. Yes, we still have a chance. I've just read that, Anna. Mikey, unbeaten in last 6 with 5 wins and a draw, Gaz. Right, well, like I said, guys, seriously, my apologies. As you can understand, with the internet off for a number of weeks, it's made it really difficult for me to keep up with stuff. So, like I said, before the internet went down, I know you guys were in a bad run of form. So, like I say, apologies if I've got it wrong. I will catch up with things over the next 2-3 weeks and get a clearer picture again of what's going on. It's really annoying having the internet turned off because, like I say, as you guys know, there's so much goes on in the football world. You need to be keeping up with it on a daily basis. So having no internet made things really difficult. And as I'm finding now with you guys updating me on things, there is things that I wasn't aware of that I've got a bit behind with. So thanks for that, Dylan, Pompey World, and Mikey, all massive Portsmouth fans, updating me what is going on with Portsmouth. So thanks for that, guys. Pompey World, Saturday will be our big challenge against Ipswich Town. Oh yeah, that's a big game, mate. Absolutely. Well, hopefully I might be. I'll try and get on. I'll try and pop on your channel, but I'm supposed to be. What commitments allow me? I am supposed to be going to Bury Football Club this weekend. I don't want to talk too much about it now, but Bury's got their football club back, their ground back. So there's a big push at the minute where the club is asking fans to go and help clean up the stadium, because obviously it's been abandoned for the last 2-3 years. So the ground was in quite a mess. So the club has been asking fans. Now, I'm not a Bury fan, but Bury is a local club in my area. And I want to try and help the club get back on their feet if I can. And even if it's only going help in doing a bit of cleaning, then I will go and try and help do a bit of cleaning. So that's my plan for Saturday, to hopefully get down to Bury if my work commitments allow me. But I will catch up with you on your channel at some point, Pompey World, mate. Now I'm back on the internet properly, I will do my best to get on your channel and give you a bit of support, mate. Bolton has chance for a playoff as well. Yeah, mate, I'm well aware. I've managed to keep up with what's going on with my own club. But yeah, not quite up to date with everybody else. Mikey, great news about Bury. Absolutely, mate, definitely. And like I say, if I can get down there, I know, and even give them a bit of help for a couple of hours, that would be that would be good. Because, like I say, it's important as fans we try and help clubs when they're in the troubles that Bury have had over the last couple of years. And like I say, but I'm not a Bury fan, but I am a football fan, and I do have a lot of sympathy what Bury fans have had to suffer over the last couple of years. So if I can do my little bit to help them, then I will do my best to do that. Right, guys, that's it from me. Massive shout out to all you guys that have been on channel tonight. It's been a brilliant show. Really enjoyed talking to you guys. Obviously, I wish it was talking on better circumstances than what we've had to talk to tonight. But yeah, at least you guys have come and got involved in the chat. It's really appreciated, because obviously I know that a lot of the fans have been on the show tonight. You're not Chelsea fans, but you've come on here to get involved in the chat, to show that you might not be Chelsea fans, but you care as football fans, and that even though you've got your own club loyalties, you guys care about what happens in football as football fans. So that is massive, and I love that, guys. So thank you very much to all you guys that have come and got involved in the chat and showed your support to the channel, and the fact of what is going on with Chelsea is not just a Chelsea issue. It's an issue that affects the potential of the whole football pyramid and every club in it. So massive shout out to you guys. You've all shown that you are true football fans tonight. So thank you very much. So that's about it from me, guys. I'll just read out Mikey's final comments. Thanks, guys. Look after yourself, mate. Much appreciated, Mikey. Thanks for that. And same to you, mate. And yeah, really appreciate all of you guys coming getting involved in the show tonight. Thank you very much, guys. And like I say, you'll be hearing from me again very soon, hopefully. Now the internet is problem solved, I can try and get back into the swing of things. So massive thanks to you guys once again for coming getting involved in the show. Really appreciated. And Dylan just saying, yeah, was really pleased about Bury. Absolutely, mate. Like I say, hopefully I'll be bringing you guys some news about Bury in the next week or so. So fingers crossed that all goes to plan. So like I say, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Appreciate all your support on the channel, and definitely appreciate you guys coming on, getting involved tonight as football fans. So thanks. Like I said, Dylan, no need to apologise, mate. Absolutely no need to apologize. Glad to see you back. Looking forward to more content over the coming weeks. Thanks, Dylan. And thanks to Mikey, Pompey World, and Kieran, Obviously, all you guys that have come in tonight got involved in the show. I can't obviously Stephen Allen, Goodsey, all you guys. I can't obviously list absolutely everyone, but yeah. We've had some fantastic insight and involvement from you guys as fans tonight. And I love that, guys, because that is why I'm building the channel, for you guys to feel a part and get involved. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Take care, all the best, and I will speak to you guys very soon. And look after yourself out there. Take care for now. Bye.